Hi, welcome back. This is the first video for those who need a basic understanding of plane geometry. This tutorial teaches the concepts needed to understand sacred geometry. I'm planning to do other math tutorials too for series and patterns depending on whether I can make those topics easy enough. If you don't need this video, skip to the first one of the Sacred Geometry series. For the rest of the class, stay here and let's start with a basic definition of plane geometry. It is the mathematics that studies flat, two-dimensional shapes like lines, polygons, circles, and ellipses. The flat two-dimensional shapes are called planes, and in theory, planes extend infinitely, like forever. What are those two dimensions? Those are length or base and height. Basically, it's what you draw in a paper. Next, concepts and terms. Let's start with a point. It is infinitesimal, which means so small that it doesn't have any dimensions, but what it has is a location in space. The next one is a line. It's a straight one-dimensional figure extending infinitely, which means forever. Lines travel in three different directions. They can cross or intersect, they go side by side without crossing or touching, or they can cross or touch at a 90-degree angle, which is perpendicular. Then we have a plane, which is a flat surface that also extends infinitely. How we build these? Let's take 2 points in space and connect them. For that, we use a line. And that line or segment is no longer infinite. It is now defined by points A and B, and the length is the distance between those points. Now, let's say that we have another point, point C, that we want to connect to points A and B of this new line segment that we have created. We can connect these in different ways. We can connect them to extend the line segment by making C collinear with A and B. What we will get is a longer line. But if we connect point C to both A and B, we now have two dimensions and our first polygon, the triangle. 3 line segments and 3 angles. There are many types of triangles based on the length of the line segments and the measurement of the internal angles. For sacred geometry, let's take one of these cases, or better said, one of these triangles, the equilateral triangle, which has 3 segments with equal measure and 3 internal angles of 60 degrees. Remember these for the next videos. Now, moving on with polygons, we have the 4-sided polygons. The first 2 have right angles, that's 90 degrees, and the opposite sides running parallel. These are the square and the rectangle. The other 2, for the purpose of this tutorial, are the parallelogram, no right angles, but both sets of opposite segments running in parallel, and the trapezoid with only one set of opposite sides running in parallel. Let's look at 2 more polygons. We have the pentagon, which has 5 equal length sides and angles, and the hexagon made of 6 equal sides and angles. And the last 2, circles and ellipses. A circle is a shape in which all points are at the same distance from the center. That distance is called radius. A line that goes from one point to another through the center of the circle is the diameter. And the last one, the ellipse. The ellipse is an oval. The points are not at the same distance from the center. How you make one? Imagine you have a cone shape, and cut through it at a tilted angle. That cross section is an ellipse. And that was it. A quick and easy introduction to plane geometry. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. You are ready to start with the next video now in the series. Don't forget to check the links below, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.